Hey guys, and welcome back to No More Heroes for the penultimate part of the story. And by gum, it's a long one, so take it away, Richie.
Well, this is, for all intents and purposes, the final boss. It's rank number 1. And the reason I say for all intents and purposes is because whether you actually see it as the final boss depends on whether you complete a very specific task.
And that task is...
Once you have beaten this rank, you will go to the toilet and you'll be given the option to view ending or return to Santa Destroy. There is, in fact, a real ending in this game, which you unlock by getting all of the beam katanas. Now, you obviously have to do that, and it's going to be around this area of the game where you're going to be trying to get the final one. Most likely if you've been playing the game properly. So, there may or may not be another boss fight in the game, which is technically the final boss fight, but this rank number 1 fills the general gaming sense of what you build up to. Think of it like Xion in Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days.
Okay.
And because the actual boss fight of that is Riku, but Xion acts as...
Wait a minute, Xion? It's Xion, mate.
Xion, whatever.
He, she, it, shit.
They mean nothing to me. I thought the final task was going to be returning all those videos you've been putting off, which is truly worthy of a final battle.
I was going to say, he's got a fuck ton of them.
Well, I mean, you'll see very shortly that, yeah, Travis is not going to be dealing with Beefhead videos for much longer if he goes the way he's going.
Yeah. Where was your head at this point in the game, Maxie? What were you thinking was going to happen?
Last Assassin, I was still pretty much reeling from how good Bad Girl was.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask, because that's what I'm supposed to do here as the host.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, the other thing is, considering the way that the game has treated you so far and how, like, the boss fights and assassins have gone, you really have absolutely no expectations of what's coming for you. Because it's giving you things where you think you know what's happening and then it doesn't do that. And then there are things where you don't know what's happening and then you're just like, I get it. But, like, at this point in the game, you are lost as to what's potentially going to happen.
Also, Bishop, probably not gonna be seeing him ever again.
Yeah. Oh, poor Bishop.
Travis, you are the loser. Now it is your turn to be burdened with another something or other.
Burdened with another's death or some crap, yeah.
I was trying to keep it a secret, but you told the secret, so there we go.
There you go.
The Bishop gets the old 1-2 boom headshot.
In this game, people die when they are killed.
Now, I feel I should kind of just say, now, when I was recording all of No More Heroes, I decided that before I came to do the final boss, I was going to collect all of the trading cards. Because I wanted to make sure that I had all of them so that I knew which ones I was getting in the final boss and to make sure I hadn't missed anything.
Okay, sounds efficient enough.
In doing so, that also meant that I collected all the Novikov balls, which meant I could get all of the skills.
Sweet.
Now, I was kind of in two minds as to whether I was going to do the other thing that I need to do, which is was the filming all of the side jobs and all of the assassination gigs, but I decided to do that after beating rank 1 because it kind of made more sense in my head.
Also, it's like the story rather snowballs from this point, so throwing in like a filler part in between would probably be a bit of a cock tease, even by Suda51 standards.
Definitely. I mean, also, the side jobs and assassination gigs are much better suited as kind of extras.
Yeah.
And I was not going to show you my trading card hunt because that was painful.
Do you want to see my cards? There's like 30 of them. 30 minutes, that is.
Now imagine hunting for them for an hour.
Yeah, he has info on every assassin.
Fun story, it actually does have info on every assassin.
Oh, okay, so they really are assassin info cards.
Wow, a Methuselah rookie card.
Suda's actually always been pretty good on his build-up to the end of games.
Oh, wait, it's a ghost. Okay, kind of took me aback for a second.
Oh, so this is the part that stuns you and not the fact that it's a fucking ghost.
No, for a second I saw his character model. I was like, why is he here? He kind of got annihilated by Speedbuster. Oh wait, he's see-through. Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, I mean, the entire reason for that is because, I mean, it would be an absolutely asshole-ish move if he was dead and you couldn't go back to Thunder Ryu building to train. That would just be a dick move. So they have him there in spirit.
No, it could be like Ra's al Ghul from the Nolan movies. It's just a completely different guy who pretends to be Thunder Ryu.
Yeah, it's his brother, Thunder... What's a word that rhymes with Ryu?
Ryu.
Thunder Ryu, there you go. No, Thunder Ken.
Lightning Jack.
There you go.
Or Lightning Jack, yeah.
Suda would. Suda would.
Oh, he definitely would.
So we're paying up now and that's it? We're off to the final boss?
Pretty much, yes. Now, I feel I should also point out that if you do not have Memory of Child at this point, get Memory of Child, because you will need it.
So much need you will have of it.
Seriously, I like the open world stuff, but having to go back to the hotel, or the motel rather, every single time is getting a bit annoying, like when you've done it 10 times.
Especially when she could just call you on your cell phone.
Well, Sylvia is kind of preoccupied right now.
Then the other dude.
Well, do you mean Talbot and Weller?
Yeah, the cleanup crew can definitely do it too.
Now, I should probably point out a slight mistake that Helldragon made in the last part. Weller is not voiced by Stephen Bloom. He is in fact voiced by D. Bradley Baker, the same guy who voices Let's Shake. But I should probably shut up now because important plot stuff is happening.
She's done it again, hasn't she?
Ugh.
Hey, are you listening?
Here it comes, the penny is about to drop.
But are you by chance an assassin?
No, I'm Michelle Insurance. What do you think?
Then you have been had, sir.
It has been a ruse cruise, and you've been on it first class.
All your money. Gone.
Listen to me. Do not get involved, whatever you do.
So yes, Sylvia is a professional conwoman.
Who are you anyway?
Gosh, I am so not surprised.
Well, an organization of assassin just seems a bit too good to be true.
Yeah. It's like snuff films. They're not real, they don't exist, it's just like urban myths and such.
Unfortunately, things like bum fights do exist.
You mean a fraud?
Don't get me started, my mate liked watching those back when we were wee teenagers.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This revelation really seems Tarantino-esque. Like, No More Heroes, I may have mentioned this already, but No More Heroes really does seem like a Tarantino film, and he would pull something like this near the end of the movie, I think.
And they're pulling it in a very Tarantino way, where it's not like big shock, like dramatic camera, it's just something really big is being revealed through just dialogue. Like, in other movies when big plots shown, like, they'll throw in the flashbacks, they'll throw in reaction shots, like, they try to make sure that you were paying attention for this twist, but this, it's just in a conversation, you have to be listening and paying attention, and if you're not, well then, congratulations, you've missed the twist of the movie.
Yeah, when I found out the twist, if you will, I kind of saw it coming, not in a way that I knew where the story was going, mind. It's just like, betrayal isn't something new in terms of like story in any kind of media really. But Sylvia seemed a little bit too good to be true, as did the premise of becoming the #1 assassin. So it wasn't like cliched, but I definitely had an inkling of what was going to happen.
I guess this is what happens when you pay for exposure.
We'll hire you as a model, but first we're gonna need some money down on that.
Yeah, that's some fucking Craigslist shit they pulled.
Oh god, could you imagine No More Heroes if Craigslist existed?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I think that's sort of the type of website Suda51 was thinking about, where Travis got his beam katana from.
I thought he was thinking of eBay.
Probably both, yeah.
Did Craigslist even exist at the time No More Heroes was written?
It did, I believe, yeah. Like, Craigslist, I think, was like, I want to say early 2000s, but obviously I'm probably off.
Well, back in the days of dial-up.
This is 07, so...
Yeah, it's been around for quite a bit.
So yes, we leave the motel room, and some asshole is stealing our Spell Tiger.
Great, we got no money, no job, no bike. fuck Travis's life.
Well, we've got a mission at least, so we're going to adhere to that and run supersonic speed to our next ranking assassin. And yes, I believe we have to run all the way to that marker.
You do indeed. Now, if you didn't get Memory of a Child, this would take you about maybe 5-10 minutes of running to get there. With this, it takes maybe about 2 to 5 minutes.
Cut out half. This is good. That's some good math right there.
So,
How have you been enjoying the playthrough so far?
how about that local assassin team?
Hello, fellow kids. How about that local sports team?
Don't make me think of that Steve Buscemi, Jeff. Jesus Christ.
So, does Travis have to adhere to the traffic laws? Like, can he run a red light?
Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, Travis has never been really caring about the traffic laws, so I don't think it really matters.
I don't think police even exist in Sound to Destroy if there can be a friggin' league of assassins.
That'd be kind of a cool assassin, would be like the police chief, and all of his mooks are just the police force.
Hitting a bit too close to home there, real life.
Oh yeah, dude, that's the Suda edge right there.
Well, let's just, mail him all our ideas, or, send a cassette tape or something, because it's audio-based.
You know, we would have to probably send him a floppy disk, because he's just that analog.
Yeah.
Welcome to my castle.
Oh, yes.
Oh, time for Darkstar, and what is easily the most unique level, well, one of the most unique levels in the game, because it's split up into kind of 2 halves. The first half is riding on the Spell Tiger here, beating up these guys on motorbikes, and then there's the second half, which is much more normal fighting.
I gotta say, it's great that we're actually using the bike in, a boss fight or level now. I mean, we did it in the baseball stadium, but that was very one-sided. Here, these guys are, on an even playing field, so to speak.
This can be slightly annoying. I mean, basically, the best way of getting through this is to boost over the guys to kill them. And you do need to remember, keep holding the boost whilst you're going near them, otherwise, if you kind of put out partway through, then you are going to fall over them. And get hurt, which is not good.
And also want to make sure that the truck doesn't get hit, because any HP that your party members lose is going to affect the boss fight afterwards.
Do you think, considering how weird the whole No More Heroes universe is, do you think Travis's driving test to learn how to drive a motorcycle was this bizarre?
I don't think there was even a test. Knowing Travis, he doesn't even have a license.
You're probably right, yeah.
That sounds like the kind of badass, dark side assassin-y thing to do. Put other people at risk.
It's good that you mentioned the dark side, because obviously we're fighting those TIE Fighter-esque guys again, and there's a lot of Star Wars going on in this level.
Oh, yeah.
Also, that was some nice clipping.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, going into the woods now. This is going to get interesting.
Hooray, something other than brown. Now we can have green-brown.
It's like I'm actually in Deadly Premonition.
Man, just look at those. Looking at these backgrounds. I know I bash the Wii a lot for the whole graphical capabilities, but this really does kind of feel PS1-esque, where they build, the trees in, blocky chunks.
Well, the thing is that it's not just that it was on the Wii, because the Wii can handle better than this. It's just that it's also stylized this way, and this wasn't, first party, and like I said, Suda has that style to him that he would make a PlayStation 1 game on a next-gen console if he wanted to.
I was only pretending to render trees poorly.
Yeah, no, he would. It's a stylized decision, and I can respect it if it ends up looking pretty good.
Oh, this music. No More Heroes has a lot of great tunes, but this is definitely one of the best.
It is pretty damn sweet.
It's no plethora for breakfast, but it's aight.
Return of Speedbuster?
No, this is Speed... Shit, I'm trying to think of a good joke that has to do with family and Junior and Buster, and it's not loading at the moment.
Speedbuster Jr., there you go.
Alright, sure, not that great, but oh well.
Yeah, when I saw that, I think that's when the first notions in my head of, oh shit, Is this a boss rush? Because Thunder Ryu came back from the dead. What am I gonna... Are there gonna be robots of the previous assassins? What's going on here? Am I gonna get screwed over by everyone I spared?
Okay, Richie, this is... You can die here, so please explain what you gotta do.
You have got to speed up and then jump. And funny story, I did actually die on that and did have to re-record the entire level.
Note that in order to jump, you have to swish and flick.
Oh no, we're fighting the Sorrow, aren't we?
Well, to be honest, it's more like the Lost Woods, in that you get to the crossroads, you have to make a decision of which one to go to. Thankfully, you will have a little bit of help in the form of Thunder Ryu.
Go that way, idiot!
Now, what's slightly frustrating is that in New Game Plus, quite a few of the treasure chests are down the wrong way, so you have to go the wrong way and then go the right way.
Oh, lovely.
Right, are you waiting for a signal or something, Richie?
I think I was going down in my guide to the bit about the trading cards to figure out which way do I need to go.
We already had to re-record Lost Winds because of this shit.
Here's a hint. Where the owl doesn't fly, go down that road.
My first is in boat, but not in canoe. What am I?
A potato.
There, yes.
Good, potato's always the answer.
I'm pretending to be Fader.
This level, I'm not necessarily a fan of it because you're fighting off against a ridiculous number of katana enemies, and they are the worst enemies in the game because they have a lot of health, they're very powerful, they're just an all-round pain.
So what you're saying is they're competent, and thus they infuriate you.
Yes.
Okay. I see how you're going with all this sandbagging. Whatever.
Richie has no qualms about being a casual, mate.
I like this level thematically because it's dark, it's dismal, it's very, very foreboding, and it's a perfect setup for the fact that we are coming to what, when you're playing the game the first time round, you would think is going to be the final boss.
At the very least, he doesn't even need to be the final boss. Just at the very least, you still know that this is still the #1 assassin. Like, even when I was playing this game, I was like, okay, there might be something after. Maybe I'll fight Sylvia. But, like, at the very least, you still have #1 assassin. You can, at the very least, you build up to that. And then, obviously, some players can put also into their head final boss.
I noticed, earlier on back there when you were fighting that one guy, Thunder Ryu shows up, he points which way to go, and then he vanishes. I noticed he doesn't pop back up when you're done. Is this a problem?
It can be. I mean, that's pretty much what I was thinking when I was playing it then. You saw me kind of stand there and just think, oh god, which way do I have to go? Because I wasn't paying attention to Thunder Ryu. So it's basically, you've got to keep your eye on where he's pointing to and remember it.
That honestly seems like a poor bit of game design, and not just in the haha, I'm only pretending to design games poorly kind of way. No, something that wasn't actually thought out all the way through.
I'd probably agree with that one.
If this is supposed to be like a Star Wars, reference thing, are we finding an Endor right now?
Yes.
I think Return of the Jedi was a bit more green, mate, not grey.
Well, I know that, but still.
It's like we crashed the Tiger into a Fatal Frame game or some shit.
Yeah, I can kind of see that myself.
Now, what's going on here is that this is actually a nature-themed version of the scene where you're flying around the Death Star to shoot into the little hole. See, corridors, we're going through it. Yeah, it's a reference.
Let's just go with that.
There's not much you can say. At this point in the playthrough, we've basically killed all the mooks. Well, all of them except the ones in this level. So, wait until the boss for interesting commentary. I guess here is a menu screen.
Yeah, I got very, very, very nervous about missing trading cards in this level, because it's so easy to kind of go the wrong path, and then it was just like, well, I've got to do the racing thing again, which I've already had to redo, and it was just like, oh, my brain can't take much more of this.
On the upside, we're still #2.
I'm noticing that these guys, the katana wielders, can charge up and launch like a projectile. Why can't we do that?
We can.
Can we?
Yeah, we just need to have the right roulette power
No,
up.
no, 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 I meant properly. Not.
How do you know they didn't get a strawberry on the shortcake? You don't know.
You're lucky we don't have anarchies in the galaxy, Travis.
As you can see, this level can be pretty damn hard, because facing up against this many katana enemies in a... well, it's not exactly a big space. It just can get very, very difficult.
Unfortunately, with the katana enemies too, because they are a close-range enemy, it's really difficult, like, if not impossible, to try and separate them and try and take them out one-on-one. They're just gonna clump themselves together no matter what you do, so you have to just deal with fighting two other katana wielders at the same time, right in front of your face.
That's what I do with unique monsters in Xenoblade that have mooks with them. I try and like lure the mooks away and then go in for the kill on the unique guy. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade 3DS recently. It's mostly on my mind these days.
Now, I think that was actually the last wave of enemies, so we are pretty much right at the end of the level now and are coming up to the boss fight, which is also going to be quite long. I mean, obviously you can see this part's like 45 minutes long. Half of that's the level, half of that is the fight.
That's fine, it's the final boss. I think we can make a small exception here.
Well, I don't know about you.
How dare you extend the end of your game? Oh god, I was hoping to end it soon.
I will say that this and the final part of the story are both going up on the same day, so you're getting a twofer today.
But yes, we get a lovely little cutscene with Thunder Ryu here. He's basically going to leave us a message saying, "Don't be like me, be better."
Don't get killed by Speedbuster.
Honestly, I know it would involve making a whole nother model, and that's not kind of like the work that this game would have put into it, but it would have been cool if he looked like he had been torched or something. Like, he looked like how his body was before he died. Like all the Speedbuster incineration.
Oh my god, he's Obi-Wan Kenobi, I didn't think about that.
Yes, obviously, his Force Ghost reflected how he used to be before he turned to the dark side. It makes total sense, except
No.
where it doesn't.
No. I tried to stop him, but alas, I could not do it fast enough.
You're the chosen one! Good friend.
Okay, I couldn't understand a word of what you just said, but it doesn't matter. Phone call time.
So yes, this is the final phone call that we will get from Sylvia, and we're going to hear a couple of truths here, potentially.
I never thought you'd make it this far.
Or more lies on top of lies.
I cannot see you anymore.
Seriously, there's so much fog around here.
Fly to your side, right?
Oh, don't worry, Sylvia. You'll be seeing me very soon.
Da-da, da-da.
Share my life with you.
What, was this just like a one and done, or in Travis's case, none and done?
I felt truly alive for the first
Yeah, he didn't even get the score. Yeah! I feel obliged to oppose Sylvia now, and for the sake of Travis, my man, who went into this expecting to get laid, and damn it, us brothers have to stick together.
I finished polishing your fedora, Mr. Helldragon. Would you like it
Fuck
back?
you.
Friend zoned.
You are an idiot, aren't you, Travis?
Gotta rub it in. No, it's not enough that he took the money. You gotta rub it in as well.
Look at yourself. You are a dopey otaku assassin.
And you can't spell dopey.
No woman would be caught
Literally weeaboo scum.
unless she was a desperate bitch.
Oh, you mean bad girl?
Where in the world could you find a woman?
Well, we already hit that, so.
Like you?
Yeah, and it didn't really work out now that I think about it.
We hit it, and then we just kept hitting it until it died.
Yeah, and she hit us a lot as well, so, you know.
Yeah, Travis, you have to know when to back off, alright?
This is cool, how we're slowly walking and the woods goes from like the Silent Hill, Fatal Frame-ass thing, to nice and light, like something out of Snow White.
Of madness.
Now, something that I don't know whether you guys completely spotted, because obviously talking, but there is the point where Sylvia is obviously majorly rubbing it in, calling him a dopey otaku assassin, and saying anybody who would fall in love with him is a absolute desperate bitch. But then she goes and says that she actually loves Travis, and it's a complete change in tone to one that actually sounds quite sincere. And it kind of makes you think, Sylvia has been definitely swinging you along throughout the entire game, but there is a hint of feeling there for Travis.
No.
And
She's
it
just a
follows through in-
sociopath, mate.
Well-
She doesn't feel. She's also bipolar. We're shitting in the woods. Don't try and make this prettier than it is.
Yeah.
We're just shitting in a bird fountain, aren't we? Travis, dude, come on, at least use a hole in the ground. You can cover that up. That's biodegradable.
I thought he was gonna do that. I really thought he was just gonna squat by a random tree, but when there was actually just a toilet in the woods, I was kind of disappointed. I wanted Travis to go all wilderness survival man there.
Not that type of game, mate. Here we go, final boss time. Do you know who the final boss is, Helldragon?
Well, his name is Dark Star.
But do you know how the fight plays out?
No, I know it's a desert fight, I knew that already, but I don't know how it plays out ahead of time. I know what comes after this, though, so it's not gonna be a total surprise.
Now, fun fact. Dark Star is voiced by Steve Bloom.
There we go, see, I told you he was in this game.
You were right eventually, Helldragon.
And that's the best kind.
Love his design.
Welcome to my castle.
He's actually really similar to Mask the Smith, who is one of the assassins.
All right.
Like with the cape and the gator shoes.
Oh, Killer 7.
You don't
Yeah.
remember me, Travis. I am your
I love this guy in Super Sentai, by the way. He was one of my favorite villains.
Also, we just had a Travis, I am your father.
Because Star Wars.
This is silly, and yet I kind of like it.
Electro Dragon Whip. That's badass.
That's Bleach. That's pretty much Bleach.
Not sure, that's his Bunkai up in here.
Yeah, and Zabimaru.
So I don't know why he says he's Travis's father. Is he Travis's father, Richie?
No, he is not.
No.
As you will see very shortly.
Oh, it's all about the mind games then.
Yup.
All I can think of is Amon now from The Legend of Korra.
feet right before my son's eyes. Do you not remember this?
No?
Purple mustache?
In my deepest memories, I hear someone calling. I remember. It was
Is now the time for this, Travis? I don't...
Now is most definitely the time for this. It's a video game, it's anime related. It's just before the final fight. It's definitely the time for this.
Who are you?
Remember, who are you? Try harder.
This is a really bleak version of The Lion King.
See it.
I thought we were going Batman again.
Remember who you are.
Now I remember everything.
Well done, son.
Interesting art style for that cutscene. I think like a handheld game using that would be nice. Ooh, right in the Jonies.
You're still as gullible as ever, Travis.
Oh.
Think.
Oh.
Yeah, you just got let shaked, mate.
Yes, you're right. I don't
Well, now I'm just kind of disappointed.
Not anymore.
Oh, trust me, it's going to get absolutely more batshit crazy than you could ever have possibly imagined.
Yes, I believe we will need to shut up when said thing happens so Richie can actually paraphrase what's going on.
Oh god.
I lost everything that I
But first, basically, we're getting the backstory of the game. So, yes, our little foe here took everything away from Travis. She was the girl that he loved, and she slaughtered his family.
No true expression of love ever told.
Gene, there's just one thing I want to ask you.
Same name as his cat, funnily enough.
Mm-hmm.
Me?
And an other character.
All of your trivial questions will be answered in the afterlife.
Oh, that's what all assassins say.
It's impossible.
If only animes could do that. Like, tell me your backstory.
Terrible.
No. And then you get to the fight.
Rating of this game even further.
Ow, my fourth wall.
What? Who cares?
What if the game gets delayed? You don't want this to become No More Heroes Forever, do you?
That is a perfect title for the third game. Do it.
Yeah, actually, yeah, do that.
It's also a timely joke, because now that doesn't even work, because it came out. It was bad.
And now we get this fast-forwarded thing of Jean's backstory, which is really, really dark. Basically, you can slow this down and it's fully understandable. And it's actually understandable whilst it's sped up as well. But Jean is Travis's half-sister. Their father ended up getting her mother pregnant and left. And then trapped Jean in the basement and used her as a sex slave. And then she decided she wanted to get revenge because Travis had the wonderful life that she never had. And, so that's why she slaughtered Travis's parents, because Travis's father was an absolute asshole.
Okay.
Well, I think I'm a little bit lost. In several ways.
All of your sorrows end today.
What? It's a tale as old as time.
I don't recall that happening in Beauty and the Beast.
And you know the part where the teapot just went completely batshit insane? You didn't ever watch that cut?
Throwing, like, boiling tea over everyone.
No, that sounds like something you would do. Like, if you were a Batman villain, Tom, that would be your method of killing.
yeah, it would. Okay, Richie, take us through the Jean strategy.
So, Jean is, well, easily one of the most difficult fights in the game. Fun fact is that she actually has less health than Death Metal, but because you're going to be getting so few hits on her at a time, because she's so quick and so aggressive, yeah, it's going to take a while to knock this stuff down. There's about 3 stages to the fight, and you're just going to have to keep whittling her down as best you can. Dark Step is kind of useless in this fight because you do it, she will just keep dodging, and it's just a case of waiting until she finishes a combo to try and get 1 or 2 hits in, and then run the hell away.
Oh yeah.
So, she's also a female that uses hand-to-hand combat, and like the first similarity that, for some reason, everyone went with was that, oh, she's like Tifa.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, okay. But the weird thing is that she has this sort of thing where right before she strikes, she vanishes, and then she reappears. Then, when Tifa was added to Duodessa, she had a feint technique where she could do the exact same thing of disappearing and then reappearing right before attacks.
Then Tifa in Duodecim was actually a really cool way to implement her character. I know they're making that new one, supposedly, with like the 3-on-3. That's going to be like arcades. That's probably going to get to consoles. I hope, man, like, Sid gets in on that. Like, FF7 Sid. Because I would want to
the only Sid that matters.
Pretty much. I just want to, like, rock the fucking house as Sid. I really wonder how he would play. Just kind of, meet that request for me.
It was all about Cecil or Warrior of Light for me, but I think we're getting off the subject now. Mexi, how did you find this fight? Like, the very first time you got to this point?
It was hard. I died. Because I just wasn't... Well, just because I was used to, wailing a whole bunch of hits and none of them hitting. But what gets me is that she just outright dodges all the attacks. So all my techniques of just switching over to melee and using the wrestling moves, that doesn't help in this fight. So I was sort of at a loss of my usual strategies.
Yeah, Richie?
Yeah, it's so difficult, especially if you don't know what you're doing, because as a fight, it's so different to any of the other assassins. And because it goes on so long as well, like, it's a marathon of a fight.
Yeah, you've really got to, like, be careful here, conserve energy as best you can.
God, Jim, especially considering there is only 1 health power-up and 1 battery power-up in this arena. So, and that's going to have to last you the entire fight.
I think I possibly died, like, at least once or twice when I first played the game. What I like about this fight, actually, is that out of all the assassins in the game, I'm trying my best to, like, not miss anyone out here. She is, like, the only one, or at least one of the only ones, who has no weapon whatsoever. It's purely, like, hand-to-hand styles of fighting, bit of kickboxing here and there. And you'd think the final, like, person would have, like, a really deadly weapon, like a baseball bat, or a dragon laser whip thingy, but no. It's implied that Jean killed all these guys with just her fists.
And that's why she's so badass.
Uh-huh.
Now, I feel now's probably a decent enough time, seeing as we're going to be in this fight for a while, to point out that Jean is voiced by Kari Wahlgren, who's been in quite a lot of stuff. I mean, my favourites are Eleanor Ivanova in Vanquish, and Wonder Green in The Wonderful 101, and Rain Sage in Tales of Symphonia. But she's also the Queen in Tangled Ever After, which is a short film based on Tangled. She's also the voice of Meg in that wonderful Disney short Paperman. I think she's Scarlet in the dub of Steam Boy, and she's also in a ridiculous amount of other roles as well, like stupidly prolific.
Yep, very, very prolific.
You know what? Can I be honest here? There's something I kind of want to say, actually.
Go for it.
And I know this is going to sound a bit weird, maybe coming from me, but someone who hasn't really experienced Suda51 stuff before. What the fuck happened? And I'm not saying that to be funny, no. I'm sitting here going, going through this game the first time with you guys, all the assassins, they were interesting. They had their own cool little gimmicks. I really like Speedbuster. Dr. Peace was cool. Destroy Man in particular. But I'm sitting here, and this is like, the second time they pulled this with the whole, here's this big thing we're going to set up, but then there's suddenly this huge subversion. She comes, and I get what he's trying to do. I get he's trying to be meta about this. I get that he's trying to subvert the typical stuff we would expect. And then I sit here and realize something. Oh my god, I hate meta references. I do. I just suddenly realized that. Because, I have often complained about Kid Icarus Uprising, right?
Yeah, you really hate that art style or just the writing style, don't you?
I hate that writing style because you know what it is? It's making fun of stuff that we have seen 100 times before and, commenting on that, okay. And then you proceed to go fucking do it anyway.
Yeah, it's like I'm only pretending to be retarded and so on.
Exactly. So I'm sitting there going, I'm disappointed. I really am. Because you know what? Okay, this fucking Darth Vader motherfucker come out of nowhere. Alright, sure, but you know what? Like, this whole shit comes out of nowhere. She comes literally the fuck out of nowhere. She just explains this shit super fast. It's really edgy as fuck backstory. And I get it's a comment on what's happening, but then you go ahead and do it anyway, so it really just cheapens the whole experience. And we're sitting here playing what amounts to shittier storytelling. That's what I feel at the moment, I have to admit.
Well, from a gameplay stance, this fight is great, I think. Especially since it incorporates what would have no doubt been a part of the Dark Star boss fight. But story-wise, like, the twist happens, like, at the penultimate fight of the game, with Bad Girl. Was she in on the conspiracy? Was Sylvia helping her? Does Sylvia have any connection to Jean at all? Who even knows?
That's what it is. It feels like we're playing some shitty twist that lesser talented people would try to do in order to make sure their game has more substance. And that's what it feels like. And I get this is Suda51's thing. I get that he likes to subvert this shit. Hell, a lot of commentary about No More Heroes 2 apparently had the same thing. What with the final boss being so ridiculously bad as it was? That's what I heard about this. It just feels like we took someone's bad idea that should not have really been put to the test, and we're making the player have to endure it. I don't know. Again,
I think you've made your point now. Richie, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I would say, at the time that No More Heroes came out, this was a pretty damn new thing. Like, if you think about
fresh,
it, yeah, meta humour has only really come into the fore in the past couple of years, and it's come in majorly strong. So, at the time that this came out, it was very fun and quirky, and so it got away with it.
Yeah,
I agree that it doesn't hold up nearly as well now, partly because when you're making certain meta references, like the Duke Nukem Forever one, it can become quite easily dated.
Oh, yeah, can it ever?
But I think when this came out, it was perfectly fine. It's only in the sense of time that meta humour has become a lot dodgier.
Yeah, I partially agree with Helldragon. I see where he's coming from, especially in regards to Kid Icarus Uprising, by the way. But I will also agree with Richie. It was fine at the time. Mexi, what's your take on this?
Same.
Okay, thank you. Ever the concise one is the Mexican base monkey. Random flailing.
Well, I should point out, when she goes into the stun mode, you must not grab her, otherwise it's going to end badly for you. Thankfully, I got stupidly lucky and was able to get rid of her last batch of health in very little time at all, and yeah, that's the fight over.
Didn't really get a chance to point out that she was blocking Travis's strikes and whatnot with her fucking ankle or foot. It was pretty metal.
Do it!
Right.
And there's Shinobu, of course.
Please don't kill me.
Sorry, Jean. This hurts me too.
But it's gonna hurt you a lot more!
Same business after all. And I've had enough.
Okay. Bit of a coincidence, like the one time you lose, you've had enough.
Good night, Travis.
Nighty night, Jean.
I hope your next dream is a more pleasant one.
Wait for it. Took me so long to practice that, but it was worth it.
Oh, I hope Shinobu notices me.
This is where it all
Yeah, do you think Travis practices, like, his murdering one-liners in front of the bathroom mirror? Or even while on the toilet, he's like, yeah, that'd be pretty badass to say.
No, like a broom or something instead of the actual katana.
He's like, and if they have a gun, I can say... Travis strikes me as the kind of nerd who would do that shit.
Wow, 32 minutes, Jesus. Well, we had a Helldragon rant, we had some, like, cool gameplay stuff, we got Sylvia here, who hopefully is about to get what's coming to her. That fight had everything.
Truly an experience for all.
We are number one in the not actually existing, not real, totally wasted all of our fucking money organization!
Marvelous, you got ripped off. This is a scam. Wait, is this music new?
It is new, and the thing is, I don't actually like this one as much as the normal music, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah. What a hollow victory. We're like number one of a thing that doesn't even exist. But at least we're number one, I guess. We could always be number two. This is pretty much the end game of the main story, so we'll see you guys next time for the secret boss, I guess. Bye-bye for now.